Hi guys, and welcome back to Strive to Survive. And on this episode, we're going to be building a pen to keep some sheep in, so we have a renewable source of wool. And I believe that there are some sheep over that way. I found them when I was gathering a bunch of wood. So, cut down most of the forest, replanted it, but found some sheep over there, so we're going to go ahead and build a sheep pen. And I'm glad that this squid is here, to be honest, because he's going to come in handy for something we're going to do with the sheep. So, sorry Mr. Squid, but we need your ink sac. And we will go back over here, go back to clearing this land out, and where we're actually going to build the sheep pen. You might think we're building it right where I'm clearing out, but this is actually an unrelated project that I just happen to be doing. The sheep pen is going to go right down here. So I've got all of our fence gathered, and now that we've broke our shovel, I'm going to start setting this up. Now it doesn't have to be that big. I think there's only 2 sheep over there, but we'll make it a decent size. That way, if we start breeding sheep, we will have a big enough pen for them. And let's see here, like that. That'll be our gate, and we're 1 short. Of course. Well, doesn't matter, we still need to build the gate anyways, so let's head back over here and we'll build a gate. We'll use that to build the gate, and that'll give us 2 pieces of fence, even though we only need 1. So let's put our gate in, and our last piece of fence, and we'll light it up for these sheep. And I like to put one on either side of the gate, that way I remember where the gate is. That's for my benefit, not for the sheep. But alright, let's go grab some wheat, because I believe that's what sheep enjoy eating in this game. As you can see, our food stockpile is starting to add up here. We don't need that much wheat, but we'll take it. And it's starting to get dark, it looks like. I should build a couple more clocks like I said I was going to. I did build the one for the mine, I just didn't build the one for us to carry. But yeah, there's those sheep. So let's see if we can grab them. Sheep? Oh, yep, they definitely like wheat. Hey, there's 3 of them. Let's see if we can get this guy over here. Come on, buddy. Come on. We want to get back before it gets dark. You too. Come here, buddy. And like I said in a previous episode, we could use leads to do this, the same as you would use on a horse, or any animal for that matter. And we actually have enough slime balls and string to make leads. But, I mean, we've got wheat and it's working, so why not just do it this way? But if we find some horses, which we'll have to venture outside of this biome that we're currently in to find some horses, but if we find some, then I'll be using leads for that. And that's one of the reasons that we built the compass, is so that we can start venturing out further. And come on, sheep, you can fit. You can fit. There you go, there's 1. There's 2. How about you? And there's 3. So perfect. And we'll breed these 2. And one of the things I'm going to do with these ink sacs And actually, ink sacs are one of the few things that you don't have to convert first. They function as black dye. So I'm going to go ahead and dye that sheep black. And now anytime we cut wool from him, he'll give us black wool, as opposed to white wool that we then dye black, or any color for that matter. We could dye these sheep pink if we wanted to, or gray, or whatever color we really want. So, and then one of the cool things is if you breed the sheep, they will be the color of one of their parents. So if you breed a white and a black sheep, you'll end up with either a white or a black sheep. If you breed two black sheep, you'll end up with another black sheep, and so on. Two white sheep will always give you a white sheep, etc. So, and I mean, it follows through to all the colors, orange, red, no matter what. So you'll end up with a sheep that's one of the colors of the parents if you're mixing the parents' colors. So, but there is the start to our sheep farm. I'm gonna go make some shears real quick because we broke our last pair, and I don't have any iron on me. And I think I brought all the iron down here. Actually, let's grab our diamonds, put them in our precious chest right there, and we'll need 2 pieces to make our shears. There we go. And I'm just going to demonstrate real quick the difference between just regular dye and shearing a sheep that's already dyed for you guys. So here is a white sheep. So we're obviously going to get white wool from him and him. Here's a black sheep. We're going to get black wool from him. So we've got 2 black wool from that sheep. Now we can take a white wool and combine it with our remaining ink sac and make a black wool. But you can see the return is not as good with that because we're having to use 1 ink sac and 1 wool to get 1 black wool, whereas we dyed that sheep black and got 2 black wool out of it. So it's just not quite as efficient to do it this way. But we'll do it anyways. And excuse me, sheep. Can you come over here, please? Baby sheep, I don't want you escaping. Don't you try it. I can tell you're going to try to escape. You stay in there. Alright, so that's the basics of sheep and dyeing them. And I'm going to take a quick nap here and then go back to doing some terraforming of the land, which I'm not going to make you guys watch. So let me go ahead and do that, guys, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. Alright guys, I'm back, and actually one of the things I'm going to demonstrate is the compass in this episode. Now you remember in the last couple episodes I mentioned that the compass will always point towards the spawn location. But I think I've found kind of a quirk in this map, because I know when we spawned in, it was somewhere over there. Over this way. In this forest, possibly on the edge of it, that we spawned in. And I believe, if I'm reading this compass correctly, it's pointing in the exact opposite direction. So I could be wrong. I could just not be reading the compass correctly. And it's kind of seeming like that is exactly what the issue was. Let's make sure here, though. Yep. Yeah, so this is where we spawned in, right about here. And I unfortunately was reading the compass incorrectly and following the red dial rather than the white, when we were over there. But yeah, this is where we spawned in, so we'll put a nice little memorial here. And let's make sure we get the... It seems like it's probably that block right there. We're pretty close to it. So... yeah, it seems like it's this block. So we'll build that up like that. And then we'll know that that was our spawn location. Now the other handy thing about this is now we can pretty much venture out as far as we want, and as long as we follow the compass correctly, and not like I was doing over there, as long as we follow it correctly, we can always get back to somewhat close to our base. That's the nice part about building close to the spawn point. So from the spawn point we can see our base. So if we can get back to this point, we can easily get back to our base. So another thing that you can do if you don't have a compass, or even if you're like me and still tend to get lost even with the compass, you can build little towers like this that you could see from the distance. So I would probably go at least 8 high, put a torch or two on top of them. Something like this works pretty well because you could see that from pretty far away. That way, if you're off in the distance, you could see your little beacon, and then when you get closer to the beacon, you'll put a torch at the bottom in the direction of your base. So our base is that way, so we'll put one right there. That way when we get to this beacon, we know, hey, turn left, there's your base. So there's some basic overworld navigation tips for you. And I think now that we have a compass and I'm reading it correctly, in one of the future episodes we'll go exploring, maybe find some grasslands and look for some horses or something. But I'd like to really get back to the base and start our expedition into the Nether. So I think next episode that's what we're going to do, is we're going to go down into the Nether and kind of explore it a little bit. I think we've done a lot in the overworld now, and probably the next step is to go down to the Nether and get some glowstone and some resources from down there and kind of explore exactly what the Nether's like. And real quick, I'm going to show you some improvements we made to our little fortress over here. And it's not finished yet. A couple of things that we're going to do. We're going to make some redstone doors here to get into this, and I think that'll be a pretty cool project. But it's not really required yet, so... But this is our little Nether fortress, or Nether portal fortress. That way we can't get creepered or anything. So it's got a nice little rock wall, and basically what's going to happen when we step through the portal is it's going to generate a portal exactly like this down in the Nether. And we'll have to essentially build a structure similar to this down in the Nether to protect the portal, because things like ghasts and zombie pigmen and other sorts of nasties will try to come and kill us and blow up our Nether portals. So it's just not a good thing to leave it unprotected. A lot of the Nether is flammable, putting it mildly, so it's best to build it out of something blast resistant like cobble or stone. So guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode we'll be going through the portal and exploring the Nether. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned.